Don't close your eyes to get away. Just make my line and I'll arrange it. Beautiful, girl, you're stainless. You'll be fine, I'll be painless, yeah.
Is this thing on? Ooh, child, I haven't did this in a little bit of a minute. Yo, my dick snitter, what is up? And welcome back to my channel. To those that are new, welcome. Hello, how are you? Sit down, grab a drink, get a blunt, whatever you gotta do. You see what I'm saying? How are you guys? How is everybody feeling? I hope everybody's been having a good little start to their summer, you know what I'm saying? Whew. I hope everybody has been thriving, been doing good mentally and emotionally that is here watching this with me today. For those that are new, my name is Messiah Dixon. I do content. I do a lot of lifestyle, a lot of funny stuff, challenges, mental, emotional stuff, vlogs. I do it all. You see what I'm saying? I'm all around one content creator. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know where everybody is at, but I can speak for the Texas people and say that it's been hot. It's been hot. It's been hot. It's burning. So, hey, we wake up everyday soldiers. You know what I'm saying? We do what we got to do to get through the next day. But when I tell y'all 95, 98, 99, okay? And we just getting started. You see what I'm saying? So, outside of Texas, I hope everybody has been enjoying the weather, enjoying their time being outside, spreading your light, spreading your glory, your love, doing all of that. I know I have not did these type of videos in a very long time, and I feel like I want to start getting back into them because I used to do them a good little amount of time. I had like a routine schedule, and it kind of made me feel good about myself because it was like, okay, like I'm setting this shut up, you know what I mean?
I hope you get it together.
Routine of posting every first of the week of my monthly mental updates. And obviously not just for myself, but for you guys. So if you guys are in any shape relating to what I'm going through or what I feel and stuff that I went through, you know, you can feel like it's like a safe space, like, you know, a comfort for you. So you can feel like you can come to me whenever you feel, you know what, maybe me and Messiah are going through the same thing, or maybe somebody understands me or understands what I'm going through for once. You see what I'm saying? This is gonna be my monthly mental updates. We are currently in July, mid-July, honestly, for being pretty honest. It's like, what, the 11th? I think we're getting close to the middle of July, so I guess you can say that. This will be out the middle of July. Shut up, y'all know what I mean. Well, I'm gonna give you guys a little monthly mental update, just obviously the month prior, which was my birthday month. So that was a month, let's say that. Lord, June was a month. And I can say I've learned a lot about myself from now to the first week of June. I've been through a lot of stuff mentally, emotionally. The first week of June, dealt with a lot of things that I feel like I need to work on, and seeing actions in other people, you see, and those actions reflected how my month went and stuff like that. So I feel like mainly what I can really say is that June was a month of self-love. It was a month of self-worth. It was a month of being at peace and where I am and where I stand and all this stuff and what I believe in, you know, because if you guys don't know, I'm giving you guys a little update. I don't live in Atlanta anymore. Don't live in Atlanta. I was just feeling like, for one, I feel like I was stuck there for my whole life. Like I grew up there, you guys, you know what I'm saying? I was there for almost 18, 19 years. So I grew up there and I kind of felt very stagnated. And yes, like if you guys don't already know as well, I want to be an actor. So yes, you can thrive a lot in Atlanta when it comes to acting opportunities and stuff like that and all that stuff. But just where I was mentally, I just felt like Atlanta was kind of holding me back from having peace with myself or having a peace of mind. And it didn't feel good, you know? I also like lost my management and stuff like that around that time. So I was in a very rocky place that I would have wanted to be, or that I envisioned myself. I would have never envisioned where I was May, ever. Like where I was just in a very terrible spot. And I felt like I couldn't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like I was just watching what I worked hard for and me working for my place and everything, I kind of felt like it was just like falling apart in front of my face, and I couldn't do anything about it. So May and June was something. It was something for me. So I live in Texas now, and I'm building myself back up. And I don't want anybody I don't want anybody to feel ashamed to struggle. There's nothing wrong with being in a place that you weren't before. I feel like struggling builds character. It builds experiences and allows you to see things from almost a brighter point of view, in my opinion. Like, you see things from more of an optimistic point of view, or narrative, I guess you can say. And you can always go about things differently in the future. I feel like I'm so big on that. I feel like that's something that I've learned, and that obviously I'm not where I want to be, but I know what I'm doing can get me to where I want to be. You see what I'm saying? I feel like it's always based off perspective and your mind space and your mindset behind things that you go through. I try my hardest to not be so pessimistic about certain things that I go through. I don't like saying like, oh, like, why did this happen to me? I feel like a lot of things are blessings and disguises. And when you're able to see things like that, and you're able to see things as a blessing, it kind of happens a lot differently. I feel like you're viewing things a lot differently once you put that perspective in your mind, that, this is not a bad thing happening to me. This is not a terrible day, but this is a blessing. Something about the situation was meant to happen, and is meant to build me as a person and as a character. And that's something that I'm learning, June, I've been very on my alone time. Please don't let that go over your head. I've been in my alone era, my solo era, and learning myself and accepting my flaws, and valuing myself a lot more, or valuing myself in ways that other people probably can't. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, you always have yourself, and sometimes that can be very cliche. Is that the word I'm looking for? But it's like, it's true. Like, nobody got you like you got yourself. And I feel like that's something that I've been learning on my own, and knowing that I'm unique in my own way. I stand out in my own way, and I hold a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've built where I am today by myself, on my own. You know what I'm saying? I did what I needed to do to put my name out there, to make Messiah Dixon known. And this is just a start. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've done so much to get to where I am today, and I will never, ever allow anybody to make me feel like I'm less of a person, or belittle my experiences, or belittle me as a person. I will never wish that upon anybody. Like, that is the most worst feeling to ever feel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning that it's okay sometimes to fall. It's okay to be at your lows. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. It's okay. It's best to embrace these emotions and embrace these feelings than suppress them, and then they come back to you 10 times worse in the future. Nobody wants that. I wouldn't want that, because I used to be that type of person mentally, and like when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just based off of going off things differently. So that whole first week of June, I was in a terrible mind space. I was very negative. And I was hurt. I was just mainly hurt mentally and emotionally, of like actions done on me. And it kind of forced me to reflect myself, or reflect my character, and see where I am, where I want to be, what I've done to be put in a situation, kind of just taking ownership and accountability of me as a person, and what I need to do to better myself, so stuff like this, or stuff that I go through, doesn't happen again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think that's what it is. That's been my line, because I promise you, like, so a lot of the situations that I've been through, I've learned to learn it, or see it as a learning lesson, and just know, like, I will never let this happen again. You know what I'm saying? You move on from it. You don't have any ill will towards a situation, towards a person, any of that. I feel like I'm very big on allowing myself to marinate in a situation, think about the situation, think about how it affects me as a person, and how to go about it without being negative. And I would never wish ill will I would never wish any ill intention or any of that upon anybody, because nobody deserves that at the end of the day. So We're all just human at the end of the day, but sometimes chapters need to be closed. And a couple chapters were closed, in June and everything. So that's all that. But second week of June, things were getting a lot better. Things was kind of brightening up for me. I was learning how to love the comfort of being on my own and love the comfort of being by myself and loving every feeling of it. So I went to go see Inside Out 2 by myself. I was like, you know what? Like, I love the first one down. I was like, let me pop my shit and see the second one. And I went to the movie theater. That whole day I did stuff leading up to it. Like, I went to brunch and everything. Came home, went to the gym, and then I think I went straight to Inside Out 2. Mind you, it took me forever to find the movie theater. So it was kind of like I was living in some type of episode of some show, and like I really could not find this movie theater. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this means I'm not supposed to be here. Like, what's going on? I should just go home. But I was like, no, like I'm not missing this movie. So went to the movie theater. There was people who was next to me, like these adults, and we was kikiing about the movie. Like, we had a full key, and like I really enjoyed it. I was always nervous about going to movie theaters by myself because the fear of feeling like you're alone used to always scare me. But it was like a bit comforting. I was like, there's no difference. You know what I'm saying? So had a very fun time. The next day I went to the beach. I went to the beach very early. I woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning because the beach for me is like an hour away. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up at like 5, 6, head to get gas, and then I was gonna head to the beach. The beach was like an hour, maybe an hour 15. So I wanted to get there right when they opened. They opened at 8. So got there, had my book, had my Snicker bar or my Valley bar. I had me a little spiked little drink. You know what I'm saying? And I had my books and I had everything and my speaker, and I just sat on the beach. I read, I wrote so much. I wrote how I felt. I wrote what I was going through. And then I listened to music and I cried. Like I bawled my eyes out. I cried. I let all of my emotions out. I prayed. I prayed for better days. I prayed for, this situation to, I see a spider and it's scaring me, guys. Just to like look past it and grow past it. And I pray for better days. And going to the movie theater, like I felt so good. Like I felt like I was finally learning to love being on my own and by myself, and I don't want to cry, sorry. And like love, like prioritizing like myself and me as a person, everything. And it felt so good. Like it felt like I was finally learning something that I've been suppressing to learn my whole life being an adult so far. You know what I'm saying? Like ever since I was 18, like I was just like, whatever. Like I rather be around friends and not be by myself. And like, it's okay to want to be around friends. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's also such a good trait to learn how to be okay with being on your own. And I've loved this journey so much. Like when I tell you guys now last month, you would have never thought I would be where I am right now. Like the situations I'm in today, the opportunities I've been given this month, and July just started. You see what I'm saying? So I know my next monthly mental update is going to be 10 times better than this one. You know what I'm saying? Because I know things are looking so good for July. But like June, like I had to learn how to love myself, and I had to learn how to really embrace my flaws and have my days where I feel like, oh, I don't scare me. Have my days where sometimes I don't feel like I'm putting out the content I want to put out, or feeling like I have to be forced to put out this content, or I always have to be funny. But that always came from the mindset of thinking about what other people wanted for me and not what I wanted for myself. And I'm learning that. And I'm learning that it's okay to put out the things that make me feel comfortable and things that make me feel vulnerable and just comfortable. Like I've always been adamant of trying to put out content for other people and not myself. And that's a learning lesson that I've learned, and I'm still learning it to this day. I'm proud of myself. Like, I'm very proud of myself. I know I've been talking about a lot of acting stuff when I was doing my monthly mental updates before, but now I can finally talk about it because we brought it to existence. I am taking acting classes very soon. Very, 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 very soon. I have an improv class tomorrow and I'm shitting bricks about it. But, you know, it's a step out of my comfort zone. And I know I'm not growing if I'm comfortable. And I know I'm not going to be comfortable. I don't know, but like, I'm just nervous. And I know this is something I want to do pertaining to my career. So I have the potential and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take that risk and, you know, act in front of people. And that's just... But I've been doing that. I have a new management, such a supportive management. Sweet people, very considerate people. And I have a relationship with them. I have a friendship with them. Now, you guys know, in the Black community, therapy is never suggested. And it's something that I've never understood. But now that we're getting older and I'm starting to notice that therapy is normalized now, which it should have been years ago, but nobody's gonna clock that as bad as I am. And I'm gonna start getting therapy, y'all. Like, obviously, what I've been through isn't like traumatic, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's always great to have another ear. It's always great to feel like you can hear things from somebody else's perspective and things that maybe I feel like I can work on, but I kind of overlook it. And I can be told that, and I can learn that as learn that in myself and grow as a person. So I will be starting therapy soon, and I'm excited for it. Like, I don't want you guys thinking just because you're doing therapy just because you want therapy, it doesn't mean, oh yeah, like they're in a terrible mind space. They're sad. I hate using the D word, so that word. It doesn't mean any of that. I feel like and my explanation of why I hate using the D word, because I feel like some people misinterpret depressed for other words and other things, other emotions, and feel like some people kind of like normalize it. And like, I don't know how to explain it. I just don't like throwing around that word. I personally not a fan of it. So, I feel that's something that's very serious. But anyway, I feel like going to therapy doesn't mean that you need it or you need to not be sad. Like, it's just a way for me to express myself and feel comfortable and learn more about myself that maybe other people can see that I can't. And that's okay. We're human. We all need to learn more about ourselves. So that's what I'm starting. I'm really excited about the acting classes. I haven't been able to do any dances lately because the new gym that I'm going to doesn't have like a little mirror room, and they do, but it's like they only open it for classes. So I'm like, I gotta find somewhere where I can dance and still work out. I don't want to go back to LA Fitness, but I'm just like, oh, at least I was able to dance in there. They didn't have sauna though. But yeah, y'all, like, I'm good. Like, God knows I'm so good. Like, I feel a lot more confident in myself. I've been reassured a lot lately about who I am and the power that I hold and stuff like that. And I would have never thought I would have filmed a video like this, honestly, at least compared to my other videos. But y'all, so it's okay. It's for anybody that struggles with it or is in the same boat as I am or was. It's okay to be by yourself. We're so young. You know, there's always time for love. There's always time for anything out there. There's so much time, and life is so young, you know? So use this time as you can to, obviously, you know, I don't want you ignoring if a Michael B. Jordan shows up at your door and is like, oh, baby, like, I think you fine, da-da-da. Obviously, you know, do your dues and see if they're the person for you, da-da-da. So I don't want you thinking just ignore love that comes at you. But if it comes, it comes. And if it doesn't, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it will come. Like, it will come. Like, you will attract the people you want based off the energy you put out and put in yourself. That's so important. That's so important. That's so important. That's something that I'm learning. So it's okay to love yourself. Take yourself out on dates. Set a certain day in the week where you take yourself out to brunch or dinner. Take yourself out to the park. Ride a bike. Go to the gym if you don't go to the gym as often or at all, let alone, you know, put something in your routine and develop it so you feel like you're having that one day that you take the time out to cater to yourself, cater to your needs. I'm starting to love being around nature. I love being around nature. It makes me see things from a brighter point of view. Like, life is not as dull as it can be presented like, or I try not to be on social media for a day. Like I use Sunday to not be on social media and just embrace the day and embrace moments in person and not always on my phone. You know, I feel like phones can be very toxic, if I'm being so honest with you. Social media can be so toxic. So just using that as an opportunity to be able to grow and, you know, find out more about yourself, meditate, read a book. I love reading books, and I'm always suggest this book. I've been seeing a lot of you guys get this book. It's my favorite book. I love this book so... I'll make sure it's a little bit closer. I love this book so much. It's by Vex King. I had this book for about 3 years. So I think this will be the third year. And when I tell you, I read this book like 4 times. And it helps me so much, y'all. Like, it helps me see things from such a brighter point of view and just grow my aura and meditate and pray. Praying has been my best friend. And, you know, for those who aren't religious and stuff like that, you can disregard it. But praying, I love praying. It brings me so much hope and joy into my situations and what I go through. So that's been helping me a lot. There's a lot of things I want to get started on when I do get my own place. I do plan on getting my place very soon. It will be in Texas. I feel like I want to stay in Texas and grow and get these opportunities that's being presented to me. I will start my podcast soon, so I promise you guys, like, this is kind of my little taste into getting into podcasts. I don't know. Maybe no, stop. I don't know. I will eat it up. The third and fourth week, obviously the second week I was growing as me as a person and stuff and learning about myself and learning and loving to be on my own. Now the third week was my birthday week, and y'all, I had so much fun. Now that was the most reassuring thing I needed, that, you know what, like, I'm okay, like, I'm good, like, I have people who care about me, who love me, who support me, and y'all know Isaiah is literally my brother. Like, I love him to death. Like, he is somebody that is never overlooked in my life, so I don't play about him. So he and Tyshawn, they made me feel so good about myself during my birthday week, and I felt so confident. Like, I loved being around them. They made me feel... I laughed 24/7. I haven't laughed that hard, so hard, in so long. So it's just like, I really love my birthday. And I told you guys before, I think I've had before, that every time I had a birthday, it didn't go how I wanted it to go. Hated it. It always went to shit. But this birthday was one for the books. I loved... This is my favorite birthday since I was like 17, if I'm being so real with you guys. I had a great time. So I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to tell y'all too much. But I had a great time. I had a really great time. And I felt loved. Truly. I felt so loved. So, but if I had to rate the month overall of June from 1 to 10, mentally and emotionally, it would be a 5. It would be a 5. I can say 5 only because the first half I was at a good 1, a good 2, but then that last half it started trickling up to like 6, 7, 8. So the average, to weigh it out, it would be 5. How I feel now going into the month of July, or being in the month of July, I'm a good like 7, 8. I'm a good 8. Something's telling me this month is gonna end with a 10, but I'm a good 8. So I'm okay, you guys. I'm doing really good. I'm grateful for where I am, who I am, and grateful for all my highs and lows. You gotta embrace the lows to love the highs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful. So I love you guys so much. You guys have been so kind to me. You guys have been so nice to me, so loving, so supporting. My Discord, love you guys to the motherfucking ground. To the ground. Love you guys down. You guys have been here for me through the months that I haven't been posting, through the months where I am posting, and y'all can see, he's a little, but overall, you guys' love never goes overlooked, and thank you. Thank you. Hope you guys really like this little 1-2 video. I know it's a little bit on the emotional side, but I still wanted to express to you guys so you guys can see the emotional side of me a lot more when I need to be emotional. Just so you guys know it's okay to express yourself. If there's things that you're going through and you need somebody to talk to about it, you can talk to me in the comment section. I promise you I'll respond back, especially on my monthly mental videos. These will be back in motion. These will be back, and I will be starting these back again every single month so you guys can see the growth. I can see the growth, and you can see how far we come from here. Like, truly, like, join the journey with me, truly. Thank you guys for watching this YouTube video. I will be back next Friday. Obviously, I'm posting every Friday. Y'all know how I get down. I'm trying. And I love you guys down. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment below. If there's anything you want to talk to or express in the comment, it's a safe space. Don't overlook it. Okay, I've been using that word a lot. I don't know, just don't clock my shit. I can, you can. And this is me. I can't be serious for sure. Okay, this is me. I still said it. All right, y'all. Bye.
I'm taking this in.